Is there any clarity on the kind of growth you're anticipating in the next maybe 3 to 5 years, given the vaccines for the diseases that you're looking at right now, like cervical cancer? Because you've said before that some years you don't grow, other years you grew at 30%. Is there any clarity the kind of growth you're looking at?
Yeah, I think we'll probably double our capacity over the next 5 years. So we're selling around 1.5 billion doses of vaccines at the moment. I think that could easily reach 3 billion doses in the next 5 years. It's just that what I meant by that is it's not a linear growth. So some years, if there aren't many catch-up campaigns or outbreaks, then you don't, grow that much. But then suddenly there'll be an outbreak in certain areas, or there'll be a new vaccine that's launched, and a budget is approved for that. So, countries can then procure those vaccines, and that's when you see the growth. As these countries also increase their budgets, which is something important, their healthcare budgets that they need to focus on and not just spend only on defense or space programs or whatever else, you're going to see a huge uptake of, vaccines that can prevent a lot of these diseases, because vaccines have proven again and again to be the most efficient tool and intervention. You don't want to be treated for a disease, you don't want to be hospitalized. If you can prevent all of that for a fraction of the cost. And that's where you see the role of vaccines. Even during COVID, you saw the lives that it could save.
As you said, it is about scaling. Talk to us about plans to scale in terms of your malaria vaccine, your cervical cancer vaccines. I mean, what's the 3 to 5 year plan?
Yeah, so, we've built a capacity of roughly about 100 million doses for each of the vaccines. Right now, the demand for the malaria vaccines is not even half that. It's slowly picking up as the countries gear up in Africa to, receive the vaccine, to use the vaccine. There's a lot of planning that happens at the introductory stage. So I think in about 2 years' time, they'll probably reach a demand level of 100 million doses, which will be matched by the supply. And very similarly, there's a global shortage of the HPV vaccine as well. A lot of countries need it, and there are very few vaccine manufacturers, again, producing this vaccine because it's very complicated and difficult to make. So again, over the next 2 to 3 years, that demand-supply mismatch will also be sort of addressed with the supply going out from Serum Institute. End of this year, I think the government of India will start procuring the HPV vaccine for our country.
How much?
We don't know. I mean, it could be around 20, 30 million doses, something around that. And then, the rest can go for exports in 2026. So we're planning a scale up gradually that way. And we've already been licensed and approved for both these vaccines.